welcome to ALT. In today's lesson, we are going to cover modification command, including move, rotate, trim, and those things. Again, I will not cover those commands as they are um, for advanced. I think for beginners, this is more than enough. To start with, let's start with move command. I think I have come to this in the previous lessons. Uh, to move some object, you can select that object, then click move, then select a point at which you want to drag that object. For example, I will select this corner here, and I will click here to put it at this corner in the room. Let's assume that there is a TV here or television or something. So if I put this chair like that, or this sofa like that, then you cannot watch the TV. I want to rotate that. To rotate this object, you can go for rotate and select a point at which you want to rotate the object. I mean, the rotation axis. Then you can select to rotate that object. And you can specify an angle, like 90 for example, and you will end up with that thing. Let me move it again back to its position. Sorry. Move. Okay, let me move it again, and this is it. The trim command. For the trim command, I have create this shape, which is an intersection. It's obvious that I want to delete those lines, but they are like, I mean, the line are starting from this and ending here. If I delete this line, for example, the whole line is going to be deleted. So in order to do that, I will go for command called trim, which if you have a X cross section, I mean like that, two line cross each other, and you have something, you can delete one of these X. I mean, either to delete this or this or this. Let me select these lines to show you. If I can delete either this, or this. I want to delete this one, so I can delete that one. And I want to delete this as well. But if I didn't select this one here, it will delete the whole line. So I will select the whole object and say trim. Then I will remove this one and this one. Oh, this one doesn't select. Okay. Trim again, and then okay, that's it. Now I want to delete this, but before that I have used a trim command. You can use trim command until you reach a point where these two lines end up in a single point. So at this point you cannot use trim command. You can use erase command. Now there is something in the trim command which is extend. If you want to extend this line to reach this line, I will select this thing and then say select this thing, then click enter. Then I will say extend this line till it reaches this line. Then press enter. Then again I will say extend and select those things, and then say extend this line to this line. That's it. Now I can use trim command again to delete this thing. Sorry, maybe I will select okay. Now trim command enter, then I can select this, and that's it. Okay, that's it for the trim command. For erase command, I can erase this, and then press enter. It will erase everything. I can use also delete as a short of erase. Let's click delete in the keyboard. You can observe here 12 found. I mean 12 lines or 12 objects are erased. So this is it. Now for copy, I can copy an object, select this one and press enter. Then you will select a point at which you want to place that copy. For example, I will select this point and place a number of chair. Okay, this is how to copy. Now for a mirror, if I want, if I have, of course you can see that if I use a multiple of commands, I can reach another command, but it will be saving time. Let's say 6,000, for example, and I have here something like that. Okay, and I want this here. I can, of course, doing copy and taking this here, for example, then rotate this thing. I will rotate it like this. Sorry, not like that. Control Y. Okay, I want to rotate this. Okay. I can place it here and I can flip it somehow. Okay, or draw it in the other part or rotate it in some kind. But I cannot reach the point where I want to just mirror this at this like this. Sorry. Okay. If I want to mirror this, no. But if, I mean, if you have, for example, something like that, perfect shape, you can, of course, use multiple of command, rotate, whatever you want. If there is, if it is symmetrical or something like that, you can use that command easily. But there is no correct way. Like if I want, I can also draw it this way using, for example, 6,000, then a line like that, and a line like that, and draw the same shape, but it will take a lot of time. So mirror is the right choice if I want to create something like that. Okay. Now fillet. If I have two lines, let's say two lines like this, two lines, for example, that are parallel to each other. I can use offset for that, for example, 55. Let's say like that. Okay, 550. Okay, if I select fillet and then select this line and this line, you can see that it will automatically fill the space between those lines. If I click again fillet and click this line and this line, you can notice that it will also fill this area, but it will create some kind of curve. This curve is created because these two lines are parallel to each other, because they will never meet each other. What no matter no, I mean whatever the distance is. Like if you this is an infinity. I mean the length is infinity, and here the length is infinity. They were never gonna meet. So that's why the software create this curve to fill this space. Now explode. Let's assume that I have drawn something like that. Now I want to delete these lines, these two lines, this line and this line. If I click delete, this will remove the whole object, but I don't want that. So I want to just delete those two lines, but I created as a bool line, not line. If you create something like a line like that, and you want to delete this one, you can delete directly, delete, that's it. However, here I cannot select that line. So in order to do that, I will say explode, which means let's read something. Break a compound object into its component objects. I mean, if now this is an object, the whole object, and you will divide it into elements. So now this it's as elements because I click explode and enter, so it turns into elements. Now I can rejoin them again and click join. Okay, now they sorry, click join, enter, enter. Now it returned back to one object. If I want again, I can click explode and it will do the same thing. If you have something that you draw as object and or you join them as one group and then you want to edit something, you can go for explode. Now stretch. If you want to stretch an object or stretch something, for example, for example, if you have an object, something like that, and you have circle here, let's use trim again. Okay, and I want to stretch that. Okay, something like that. Or now let's say explode, and I will stretch this thing like that. Okay, so you can stretch it up to whatever you want. You can rejoin them again. For example, here I have this room. I can click here. It will automatically say stretch. You can stretch that to whatever you want. If you want to stretch it using this one, you can use also the command. Okay. Now let's go back to offset. In offset, I want to show you something. If you have this room should have some thickness for these four walls. So I will select, for example, 200 to be the thickness. So offset, you can also go inside or outside. So I go outside because I want that. If you want to create the wall, I mean inside, so that this is the only space that you have, you can do that. You can use this for lines. For example, if you want to create a line parallel to each other, you can use offset 500 like this. How much you want, it depends on you. You can use this command in a various way. Again, if you want, for example, if you create a circle, for example, and I want offset that, you can observe something here. Now let's click on the original circle. You can observe that it's a circle. Let's see here. This is also a circle. So if you create a circle, then and you want to offset, can also offset, which means I don't have to click again on the circle and then click here again and then click that again. So it's like that. Let's have some exercise. I will first create this line and click offset here. I will say 1080, enter. Now I want to pause the video and try to use the command that I have used here to put this door at this position, and the door will open like that. Will open like that. I mean, it will not be in this direction, and I want you to remove this thing and this thing, so it will be open. Not the wall will not be exist here. Okay, I hope you can manage that by yourself. If not, it's totally okay. uh, to do that, we can go for selecting this, then trim, then go for this, then go for that. Okay, then select this, sorry again, because this is not selected. Trim, then go like this. Now let's select this door, then say rotate 90 degree, move, select this corner, go here, select this corner, and the door is here. Now I will select this room and say copy, then create another room here. Okay, let me delete those things. I want just one chair, move. Okay, then rotate to be like that. Sorry, rotate again, and it's like this. I will take this one and put it here. Now I want to create like a meeting table. So I want this one to be copied and placed in a different way. I mean, all to that table, not outside or in. I mean, like not like that, right? Like that, because in reality it will not be like that. It will be, for example, let me show you in the rotate. Okay, something like that. Now I can do it using copy and rotate again, but I can use, but it will take a lot of time and it will not be accurate as if I use array. Let's click like this. Now this array is, or it's a rectangular array. I don't want that, so I will click now close, and I will just click Ctrl Z, undo. I want to use polar array. I will select this one and click enter, then select the center of this and select, for example, I want a 5 or 4, 5, let's say 5. I want a 5, and let's say here 50. If you click 50, then it means you reduce the space between them. Let's say Ctrl Z, or let's set it back 70 something. Okay, and then here 280, let's say, for example, 360. Okay, so you can use that, you can modify this here, and you can, for example, create 2 rows. For example, let me show you how it will work. Or you can use some level if you have something on different level and you want to copy it at different time. So but here I want one only, then click close, and I can copy this or move it to the room here. Of course, the room is not too much big, so I can use again, let's say explode, and this like to store stretch. Where's stretch? Okay, I will go like this and move this again back to the room. Maybe I did a little bit here also. Sorry, what happened? Okay, again click explode. Okay, like that. Then stretch. Okay, something. Let me do it like that. Okay, no issue. Now we have two rooms, and this room is kind of different in shape. But if you want, also you can do it. But I think because of that room. Now I switch the room, and this is it. You can also have array, just like the first one, which is rectangle array, or bath array, which if you have a bath, let's if you have a kind of a bath, and you want to the array to follow that path, you can use this one. Also, you can have fill it with chamfer or blend curves. Also, you can use that. Uh, can use a scale. Scale is used to change the scale of your drawing. If you want to copy this to another drawing and insert it in, for example, a different drawing, and you have something, for example, like a map or something, and you want to match the scales, you can use, of course, this command. For example, I have scale that is 1, and I want this is to be double, so I will use 2. So now everything here, for example, the door, it was 1080 before. Now it should be 2160. Okay, because everything is multiplied by 2 now. Similarly, if you want to regain, for example, or scale it down, I can use 0.5 to scale it down. Now, this will end this lesson. I hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe and comment below if you want to further explanation or some exercise regarding this. Thank you very much.